Hello everyone, and thank you for joining us for our 2:30 streaming show. I am Robinson Miles, joined by nobody, sadly. Jamie is taking some much-deserved time off, and so we'll let her have it this time, and you guys will just be stuck with the substitute teacher for a while. Well, a lot is happening to end the week today, so we're actually going to start in Evansville with a story that we've been following for some time. Evansville fire officials gave us an update on the deadly house fire that they've been investigating. Now, officials say they were unable to determine what happened in that fire on Powell Avenue last month. Even with the help of ATF and state fire marshals, Battalion Chief Eric Gentry says they cannot accurately pinpoint what caused it. Now, the fire department has ruled out any criminal activity in connection to it, and they say the case is closed. 14-year-old Jeremiah Craig and 10-year-old Paxton Craig died in the fire. 11-year-old Alistair Craig later died at an Indianapolis hospital. Evansville fire officials say there were no working smoke alarms in the home. Now, switching over to take a look at things in Henderson. Henderson County school officials say they're expanding preschool to 4 elementary schools for the 2026-2027 school year. Now, according to a release, in addition to Thelma B. Johnson Early Learning Center, preschool will now be available at A.B. Chandler Elementary School, Cairo Elementary School, Niagara Elementary School, and Spotsville Elementary School. Officials say all programs will be full day Monday through Thursday. Preschool to 12th grade registration opens on March 18th. Now, for our last headline today, if you happen to go outside, maybe it has you thinking about spring, and we're going to push that even just a little bit further. Have you start thinking about summer a little bit. Madisonville's 4th Fest is ready to celebrate America's 250th birthday in style. Now, some of the big names on the list for this year, All for One, the band Perry, Color Me Bad, and the Sugar Hill Gang. Now, it's free to attend with lots of live music, food trucks, and vendors. Officials say 4th Fest is the largest 3-day outdoor music festival in the region. They say it draws more than 40,000 people from across the county. Now, it's all in Madisonville City Park on July 3rd and 4th. Now, don't forget the fireworks are set for the night of the 4th. Praise in the Park will take place Sunday, July 5th, and that lineup will be released soon. So again, I know you're just dealing with me. You're just waiting for the main stuff, and that main stuff today is, of course, just how gorgeous it is outside. So we're going to hand it off right now to someone who knows a whole lot more about that than myself.
Forecast to plan the day ahead and catch up on the news that happened overnight with the 14 News Sunrise team. In the afternoon, get the latest headlines, forecasts, and a preview of the stories we're working on with the 14 First Alert streaming show at 2:30. And get an in-depth look at the 14 First Alert forecast, so you're ready for the next big thing with the 14 First Alert weather show at 9 p.m. Watch the 14 First Alert streaming show that fits your schedule and works best for you. Streaming on your phone by downloading the 14 News app and the 14 First Alert weather app. On your smart TV by using the 14 News streaming app. And stream anytime on Facebook, YouTube, or on 14news.com. Stay connected and stay informed by watching the 14 First Alert streaming shows on your favorite streaming devices.
Good afternoon. I'm 14 First Alert meteorologist Arden Gregory, and this is a live look at the Evansville riverfront on this beautiful Friday afternoon. We've got clear blue skies overhead. You can tell from the flags kind of snapping in the breeze there. It is a little bit on the windy side today, but that wind is coming from the southwest, so that's actually helping to pull warmer air up into the tri-state, and that's why, in addition to being sunny, today is also very spring-like. Enjoy this while we have it, because it is not going to last very long. Chilly weather takes over on Sunday, then late Sunday night into Monday, rain moves into the tri-state, and that is just the beginning of a very unsettled weather pattern that brings us a kind of gloomy week next week. We've got a chance of rain every single day next week, so enjoy this sunshine while we've got it. This is a look at satellite and radar. Both are clear. There is not even a cloud in the sky, so obviously no rain or snow to worry about out there right now, and it's going to stay mostly sunny all the way into the day tomorrow before changes start to roll in Saturday night. As for our temperatures, most of us sitting in the mid to upper 60s. It's a little cooler in Huntingburg and Lewisport, sitting at 64. It's 67 in Evansville and Henderson, Newburgh at 68. Mount Vernon, the warmest spot on the map, the only one that made it into the 70s today. It's 71 right now in Mount Vernon. And again, some of that's due to the sunshine. That is certainly helping to warm us up. But also we have this wind coming from the southwest pulling warmer air up into the tri-state, and so that southerly breeze paired with the sunshine is what's really got our temperature soaring today. Overnight tonight, the wind will die down some, but still a gentle breeze coming from the southwest. It will be clear overnight with temperatures falling back to right around 40, so some of you may dip into the upper 30s to low 40s. Then tomorrow, mostly sunny. Again, winds coming from the south, pulling this warm air into the tri-state. Temperature-wise, it'll be very similar to today, topping out somewhere in those mid to upper 60s. But then there are changes on the way. Notice that very isolated chance of rain. We will start to see some more clouds as we get into Saturday afternoon. And then Saturday evening into Saturday night, there's an isolated chance of rain as a cold front passes through the tri-state. And look at the impact that has on our temperatures. We drop about 20 degrees then, with highs only reaching the mid to upper 40s Sunday and Monday. That cool down does not last very long though. By Tuesday, we warm right back up and we're looking at 60s and maybe even 70 as we get into next week. But did you notice something else? Looking at the little icons here, there is a chance of rain every single day next week, and that starts with a very isolated chance of rain over the weekend, but most of this weekend is going to be dry. Really, those rain chances pick up Monday morning, and then they just keep on coming. We've got scattered rain in the forecast then essentially all week long. So let's take a closer look at those rain chances. Starting with Saturday evening, we're going to have a cold front coming in from the northwest. We'll start to see some clouds Saturday afternoon. Then an isolated chance of rain Saturday evening, continuing into the overnight hours Saturday night. So most of the day on Saturday will be much like today, just really beautiful and pleasant. Then those rain chances creep in, just an isolated chance. Many of us will stay dry, but you may get a few spotty showers from Saturday evening through Saturday night. Any rain we do see Saturday night will push off to the southeast as we head towards Sunday morning. Sunday will be mostly cloudy and noticeably colder, but I think most of the day will be dry. Then late Sunday night into Monday morning, we do have more showers starting to push in from the west. Now, it's possible that a few snowflakes could mix in with that rain, mainly north of I-64, but we're not expecting any kind of accumulating snow or impactful wintry weather. It would just be a few slushy flakes mixed in with the rain, and it would be very brief. We would change over to all rain pretty quickly once the sun rises and temperatures start to warm, but it'll be just cold enough first thing Monday morning. I wouldn't rule out a brief snowflake, but in general, we're looking at just kind of a chilly rain on Monday. Notice as soon as that rain starts to move out, the next wave moves in by Tuesday morning, and then we're just caught in this pattern. It's almost like a conveyor belt or a train with more and more rain just kind of traveling along that same path over the next week then, where we see multiple rounds of showers coming through. One Monday, another Tuesday, another round Wednesday, more on Thursday, and those showers even lingering over into Friday. So every single day next week, it may not rain all day, but every day next week at some point, be it earlier in the morning or later in the evening, there's a chance that we will get some rain. So we'll be caught in this just kind of gloomy, soggy pattern for much of next week. And even in between the rain, I think it's still going to stay cloudy. So again, get out there, and if nothing else, just soak up a little bit of sunshine because once we get into Sunday, really all the way into next weekend, I think we're going to be hard pressed to get any sunshine whatsoever. Obviously, that many rounds of rain, it's going to add up. I don't think we're going to have any major flooding issues, like flash flooding issues. I don't think the rain will be real heavy, but if it rains every single day, just a little bit each day, it's still going to add up. It seems like the heaviest precipitation will probably stay just to our north, but still, we could be talking about some pretty significant precipitation over the next 7 days. So as we go through next week, much of the tri-state probably looking 2 to 3 or maybe even 4 inches of rain, which honestly we could use some rain. It has been a very dry February, but then turning the corner, it seems like we're going to have a very wet start to March. So last couple days of February here, sunny, much warmer than you would expect for this time of year. Highs running about 15 degrees warmer than average. We do have that cold front moving through Saturday night. Very isolated chance of rain, but mainly dry. That does cool us off pretty significantly, though. Highs only reaching the 40s Sunday, Monday. Monday morning, lows hovering right around freezing. So that's where we could maybe see a snowflake mixing in with that rain. But I really think it'll be mainly just a chilly rain across the tri-state. And then we just keep those rain chances going every day through next week. Despite the rain, though, our temperatures keep climbing. We'll be looking at highs bouncing back into the 60s Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, maybe even up around 70 by next Friday. So even though it's going to be rainy, our wind direction changes Monday into Tuesday, and that warmer air will start to flow back in from the south. Looking at the extended outlook at next weekend through the start of the following week. So we're looking here at like March 7th up through about the 10th would be where I would have the most confidence in this. The extended outlook also showing above average temperatures, but still showing above average precipitation. So I just showed you those daily rain chances all the way up through Friday. We could still be stuck in that rainy weather pattern into next weekend and maybe even early into the following week. The Climate Prediction Center has outlooked the tri-state. You'll notice the kind of bullseye on that green is down to our southwest, but the tri-state definitely included in this rather large part of the country, outlooked for potential heavy precipitation. But they've given us a wide window here. That heavy precipitation is possible from Saturday, March 7th, all the way up through Wednesday, March 11th. So again, next weekend and the whole first half of the following week, we could still be stuck in this rainy weather pattern. Also, it's hard to tell with both of them on here, but underlaid below that precipitation risk is also a slighter risk of maybe some gusty winds from about the tri-state to areas stretching to the west-northwest there. So maybe some breezy conditions along with some heavy rain as we get into next weekend and even into the start of the following week. So we're talking about a whole week or maybe a week plus of these rainy conditions. So looks like we're finally going to put a dent in this drought. You can see much of the same area that's outlooked for heavy rain also dealing with drought right now. The tri-state, western Kentucky has been a little wetter, but especially as you head farther northwest, we do have abnormally dry and then even some moderate drought conditions taking over there. It has been a very dry February. February's been a wild ride, I'll give it that. We've had days where our highs were only in the mid-20s and then other days where our highs were in the lower 70s. When you look at the month as a whole, though, we have really not had very much precipitation. A few sprinkles here or there. We got about a 1/4 inch of rain last Sunday and then again yesterday morning. But really, we haven't had a lot of soaking rainfall this February. So we are running way behind on our precipitation by about 2.5 inches short of where we should be for the month of February, which has obviously got us running a deficit for the year as well. But despite all those ups and downs in our temperatures, I find it interesting that the average temperature is actually almost right on par with where it should be. So those very cold days and those very warm days kind of canceled each other out. And if you were to look at just the average temperature, it looks like we had kind of a typical February, even though that was not the case. So it's been a very dry but kind of seasonable February when you look at the temperatures as a whole. Moving forward, though, we've got this big warm day for the last couple days here of February. Temperatures then crash back down for the first couple days of March before we warm up again. But really, the precipitation, that's where you're going to see this huge difference, where we have had fairly dry weather for much of the month of February. But the first week, maybe week and a half of March is looking like it will be rather soggy. Checking in on the comments here. Zach asking about thunderstorms. That's a good question, Zach. I haven't mentioned our thunderstorm chances. So I do think that this will be just rain kind of toward the first part of the week. As we head toward the end of the week, Thursday, Friday, maybe even Wednesday, when those temperatures start climbing back into the 60s and up near 70, that's going to put enough energy in the atmosphere that I do think second half of the week we could maybe see some thunderstorms, pockets of heavy rain, a few rumbles of thunder. As of right now, at least through the next 7 or 8 days, it seems like any chance of severe weather would stay to our southwest. It seems like if there are going to be any severe storms next week, they would be focused more down around Arkansas and Texas and places like that. So here at home, we are stuck in kind of a rainy pattern. I wouldn't rule out a couple of thunderstorms as we get toward the end of next week, but as of right now, we're not expecting severe weather of any kind. And not all of these days will be a washout. This rain is kind of, just hovering over us, kind of bobbling back and forth. And so we'll have rain and then it kind of lifts up to the north and we get a bit of a break. Then it swings back down and it rains again. Then it lifts back to our north and it swings back down. That's why the rain totals were a little higher to our north. They may not get much of a break in the rain at all. Whereas here, I do think it will be on and off to an extent, but it is going to be on and off every single day all week. So that's where you really see those totals adding up is we don't have any days the whole next week or so that it's just a dry day. Certainly not a sunny day, not even a dry day though. Really once you get into Monday of next week and beyond, we're just caught in this pattern where it's going to rain at some point every day. Some days it may be early in the morning, then dry through the afternoon. Other days it may start out dry and then rain as you get into the evening. But at some point every day, it's going to rain. So that's just what we're kind of stuck with as we get into next week. And like I said, this pattern seems like it may stick with us on into next weekend and maybe even beyond into the start of the following week. So we could be talking about rain through the whole first week or maybe even 9-10 days of the month of March. So something else to keep in mind is as we get into the spring, we oftentimes do see river flooding. So if we're going to see that kind of rain repeatedly over several days, I would be curious to see what the rivers look like by the end of March. So that'll be something we're keeping a close eye on as well. All right. If there are no other questions, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Chief Meteorologist Jeff Lyons will have an updated look at your forecast on 14 News tonight at 4, 5, 6, and 10, and he'll do another streaming show here tonight at 9. So if you do have any other weather questions, tune back in tonight at 9. You can drop those in the comment section of the Facebook video, and Jeff will try to answer those then. All right? Everybody get out and enjoy this beautiful weather and have a great rest of your Friday and a great weekend.